Do you guys like my new mug? I love it. Hey, hi, hello, good morning. Today is a long one. Grab a root beer because we're going to need it. So we're jumping right into this, right to the nit and the grit. So last week, if you missed, I uploaded a video right here. You can go watch it to catch up. So Emmy came out against her ex Mizkif, who's a big Twitch streamer who I've never liked. Well, there was a point I liked Mizkif years back, but I'm not a fan of this guy. And as she predicted in her original video, she said that she thinks that Mizkif is going to sue her and other people. And well, that happened as of yesterday. So let's jump into it, right? So Mizkif, the streamer, is suing Asmongold and his ex Emiru. I'm just going to call her Emma. It's just easier for me with my speech impediment, speech issues. So we're jumping right into the factual background of this, all right? And I am going to be inserting stuff because Mizkif also responded the next day, last week, and I didn't cover this. Mizkif responded to his ex's claims, and practically like 95% of everything that was in his video response, he admitted to. Which is just crazy to me that we're at this point of filing a defamation lawsuit, right? And yet he admitted to practically everything that she talked about. And I'm gonna have clips of that in here today. So let's just do this. For the past decade, Matthew Rindallo, that is Mizkif, has been working tirelessly to build a career in the demanding live stream. Oh, I love that word right there. The demanding live streaming. Really, dude? Really demanding? You couldn't work a 9-to-5 job if you tried. The content creation field, primarily on YouTube, video sharing platform, and Twitch live stream platform. Throughout the years, Matt has built his online presence under the handle Mizkif, leading to him to a multi-million follower presence along various social media platforms. His entire personal life, I'm just going to call him Psychotic Man. Psychotic Man's entire personal life during all relevant times centered around live streaming and content creation. Mizkif became one of the most successful creators on Twitch, following a 2.2 million viewers as of October 2025. He's known for collaborating with other streamers. I should say this phrase right here, collaborating with other streamers, more like leeching off of them, because that's how you got big, was only collaborating with other big creators. Like, if you were a completely standstill on your own, you wouldn't have made it. We all can agree on that one. Playing video games and discussing various issues with his followers, subscribers, Twitch chat, blah, blah, blah. In 2021, he won Best Just Chatting Streamer at the Streamer Awards, which, by the way, the Streamer Awards is such a biased event. Terrible, disastrous. Don't ever attend. Don't watch. It's a waste of time. The community that Psychotic Man developed, along with the industry connections with other streamers, his personal reputation, and his business goodwill, allowed him to deeply develop a successful business and multiple income streams from subscribers, placements of his videos, sponsorships, and more. In 2020, along with certain other high-profile streamers, he founded the One True King Media brand and incorporated the defendant OTK. OTK was a big streamer house brand where a bunch of people came together, lived all in one house, and collaborated and streamed together, which he remains part owner to this day. Wait, does he? Defendant Shrunk joined the OTK ownership in 2022. I swear I thought he was dropped from OTK. I don't know. I don't know the validity of this. I swear that he was dropped at one point. Through acts and omission described below, defendants Asmongold and Emmy and OTK, acting in concert, wrongfully and basically accused Matthew, Psychotic Man, of serious criminal activity for no purpose other than to harm him, his reputation, and his business, and wrest him from control of the companies that he helped build. So, in defamation lawsuits, right, if you accuse somebody of a physical crime, that is not defended under free speech, and that is what a huge factor of defamation. But as far as I'm aware, there is no crime that Emmy really accused Mizkif of. So you're going to have a hard time proving that they accused you of a crime other than just being a bad person, right? Like, if I say somebody is abusive, that's not a criminal accusation. If I say somebody did this thing to me and it happened, that's not a criminal accusation. If I say that Mizkif literally went down the street and pulled out a gun and tried to shoot somebody, that would be a crime. Or if Mizkif did a hit and run where he hit someone in a car and then ran away, that's a crime, right? I don't know of any criminal activity that's really been accused towards Mizkif here. So, I mean, this is a big one, though. Criminal activity. Where's the criminal activity? For no purpose other than to harm him, his reputation, his business, blah, 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 blah. Psychotic man and defendants began dating in 2022. So this is another thing. So he started dating secretly, the relationship. Mizkif had a secret relationship with one of the OTK members. This is a liability at the point, like you're dating somebody in your company, in your organization. Obviously, I don't need to explain the liability and why human resources and things exist and why we have things like don't date coworkers and don't... right? Like, this is plain and simple, but this relationship was hidden. We know this now for a fact. The relationship was not easy on either side. They would routinely face harassment from Emmy's followers, some of whom were stalking Emmy. They got into arguments regularly, and Emmy threatened to kill herself in many of these arguments. We're going to get into that. Because he's reversing this claim that she made against him, but the context is different, and actually, you know what? I'll just show you the clip.
And I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening. I'm just going to leak everything because I don't really care. This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and like a problem. So just want to show this. She was also using the
This is Mizkif's claim that his ex was threatening to take her life, right? Now, in the original video, she talks about him driving super fast because he was mad and how he wanted to kill both of them in the car and commit suicide. That is very different than having road rage and being angry and putting somebody's life at risk, threatening to take their life and your own, versus this context of a text message. I'm freaking out. What is happening? I'm so confused. Call me when you can. I'll call back later. I feel like crap right now. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and I'm a problem. Now, mind you, when she says this, she is talking about a stalker that showed up at their house, at one of their homes. The context here, and I shouldn't have to explain this to idiots out there, but clearly I do because Mizkif is an idiot. He is trying to conflate this as threatening to take your life when you're dealing with a stalker situation. Like, this is an expression. I have used the term many times in my life when I've been very overwhelmed and stressed. And when I was dealing with my own stalking situation of somebody doing crazy stuff to me, I multiple times said to my partner at the time, I just want to take my life, right? It's an expression. I'm not physically wanting to do that. The context here is that you're dealing with a stressful situation where a stalker is showing up at your house and invading your personal privacy and your life, right? Saying that I want to harm myself in response to a stressful situation like this is not the same thing as sitting in a car threatening to take somebody's life and your others because somebody has higher view count than you, or that you're upset of somebody, what the clothes that they're wearing. That's just a completely different context of threatening to take one's life and should not be comparable in the slightest. If people cannot make this distinction between these two types of statements, the context here, then you're just doomed and you're dumb. Get the fuck off my channel. You're stupid. I don't want you watching me. Thanks. Me would dress in ways in which psychotic man made her unsafe in light of the ongoing stalking for some followers. All right, this is interesting to me because we got another clip here.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole. Stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe.
Ooh, big, strong Mizkif, the man who can keep everybody safe, despite the fact that you literally covered up SA that happened in your organization.
And I know with how my mental was and who I was.
This guy, I'm not even exaggerating, there's so much drama that this guy went to multiple different people to try to coach them how to address a SA situation from a PR perspective, which involved them hiding it. This is like so I don't even need to show it anymore because it's like it's such wide knowledge at this point that this is what he did. And other streamers have come out and talked about, yeah, this person contacted me and tried to coach me to how to address this SA that happened within, like, it's horrible, man.
Back then that I didn't do everything
This man
right.
is such a piece of shit.
I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man. The last 9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic. I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space, but she still wanted me around at all times. She would get upset if we didn't sleep together or if we weren't around. She always wanted me to drive over to her house, but I never wanted to because I wanted to be alone. And that increased our fights, but the stalkers continued, and I got even more stressed.
I genuinely cannot imagine being with any person, dating them, and them telling me that I can't wear pajamas. I just want you pajamas, guys. Pajamas. You know what? Look at this. I'm in my jammies right now. Wow, I'm in my pajamas. Oh my goodness. What man or what woman is going to tell me not to wear my pajamas? You psychotic freak. Men or women who control people to this point where they have to dictate what their partner wears are some of the most fragile, insecure people that you will ever meet. These are the types of people that are jealous of other people's success, that hate other people being just themselves. They have to control them because that control gives them a sense of security. This happens with men. This happens with women. And in this case with Mizkif, this is exactly that. Now, he's admitted he's a control freak. He's a control freak. Now, he blends as like, oh, we were being stalked, blah, 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 blah. No, like, if you're telling a girl that she can't wear her pajamas, man, maybe I'm just the weird one. Maybe I'm my own internal freak here. But, like, I like it when people that I'm getting to know or dating, I've never told a woman in my entire life what she can and cannot wear. I like it when a woman shows skin, personally. In all of my relationships, I have never told a single person what they can wear, regardless of how much skin it is showing or isn't showing. I don't care at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I know that if I'm with somebody, they're with me. So at the end of the day, that's what matters to me, is because I'm secure enough in myself to know that at the end of the day, they're coming back to my apartment, or they're coming over to my house and sleeping in my bed. And that's all I need, right? That's all I need for a level. Like, this idea that women wearing things or clothes that isn't approved by a man is ridiculous. And if you are a woman or a man and you're with a partner who's controlling the way that you dress, dump them right now. Come on, stop. Let me be your motivational factor here. Dump your boyfriend, dump your girlfriend, dump whoever you're with who's trying to control what you can wear with clothes. Fuck them. You deserve better. Okay, let's move on. At the end of the relationship, Emmy expressed her desire to marry psychotic man and raise children with them in the next 5 years. Psychotic man contemplated the tumultuous nature of this relationship to a point that he could not agree to do so. He called off the relationship and moved to Austin, Texas, and to Los Angeles. Oh, in January of 2025. Oh, that's pretty recent. Plaintiff's original complaint. 10 months later, on October 24th, Emmy hosted a live stream on Twitch. On the live stream, she lied and basically accused psychotic man of psychological and domestic abuse. I mean, domestic abuse qualifies as, like, if you're controlling what people can wear, that's a form of domestic abuse, dude. Stalking and harassment, I don't know the claims of this, and this is where it gets crazy. Sexual assault and threats of blackmail. These slanderous accusations were made live before an audience of tens of thousands and have been since viewed millions and millions of times across various platforms. In the same live stream, Emmy gives her account of their relationship that clearly do not support the allegation that she levied. For example, in her own description of the reported sexual assault, Emmy claims that she and psychotic man were kissing. He tried to initiate intercourse. She made it clear she did not want it to, and he stopped, respectively, the lines that she had drawn. He started kissing in my face, and I let him do it. I covered this in my video already, and then he suddenly tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shove his hands down my pants, and I screamed, and when I screamed, he jumped off of me like a cat.
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
So you have Mizkif and you have Emmy both talking about the situation that happened, right? So she's describing a situation in which I would argue he made her very uncomfortable, and rightfully so. Is this sexual assault, though? If somebody tries to initiate having sex with you, regardless of whether you're in a vulnerable moment or not, right? And you say no and you stop it and they stop, is that sexual assault, right? Like, I'm asking genuinely because this is a really difficult conversation to have on like figuring out if it is or isn't. And I've seen so much discourse and people fighting and debating all on social media. She was sexually assaulted. She wasn't sexually assaulted. At the end of the day, I don't even know at this point, because to me, in the way that I view it, if somebody stops what they're doing and somebody says, I don't want this, and they stop it, then that's that. Now, do I think it's creepy? That I think it's absolutely, like, read the room, bro. Mizkif has his girlfriend sitting in front of him, sobbing, she's crying, and then they kiss, and then he tries to initiate sex. Like, this is a really tough situation to figure out. I think it's, like, I don't know, as a man, I can't imagine trying to initiate sex with someone when they're sobbing and crying from, like, struggling and stuff. That's just me. But clearly Mizkif thinks otherwise. Whether it's SA, I'm not going to say it isn't or is. The very same day, OTK sent Crazy Man a purporting letter to terminate his interest in the company. OTK claimed that it was entitled to do so based on the nature of Emiru's allegations, is the handle on which defendant operates, blah, 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 blah. This is the statement they made on October 27th. Says, OTK fully supports co-owner and sister Emiru, and we stand by her side and admire her strength coming forward and shining her story. While Mizkif is one of several founders of OTK, the organization terminated its relationship with some time ago. See, this is what I thought. They terminated the relationship some time ago for reasons unrelated to the recent events, and he holds no stake in the OTK or any other of the companies. Out of respect for those who have come forward, we let their voices speak above ours. That's all that they said. This letter asserted a number of purported breaches of the owner's agreement. No such breaches occurred. Nonetheless, OTK asserted that it was reclaiming his 1 million shares without payment. Now, I don't know the validity of this, so I'm confused here. So he's saying that when OTK made that statement, did they terminate his shares after this? After the Emiru stuff happened or before? This letter further asserts that was owed amount of $600,000 to Mythic for management fees relating to purpose of breaches and did not occur, though OTK Mythic demanded repayment of these allegedly owed fees. Further, the letter falsely asserted that so-and-so violated his agreement with King, purpose to reclaim his share stock in King, and demanded payment of $296,000 as a result of purported breaches at that and did not occur. Mythic, King, and OTK made no serious investigation to bias of the truth of the allegations before putting their agreements with the plaintiffs. Indeed, Mythic, King, and OTK have not even asked Psychotic Man for comment or any information of his possession disproving the allegations. Instead, a few days later, defamatory live stream OTK, perpetuating the defamation, put out a statement on X that he fully supports the co-owner and sister. Okay, so that's what the tweet I just showed. OTK falsely claimed it had terminated its relationship with some time ago for reasons See, this is where I'm confused. I can't really comment on this because I don't know. Hoyt, who streams under the name Asmongold, is part owner of OTK. He has continuously defamed Matthew on a daily basis. He claims inter alia and that he should be in jail, claimed he was abusing, manipulating others, hurting other people, and becoming an aggressor. I mean, here's the reality. Claiming that somebody should be in jail is not an accusation of a crime. That's not defamatory. That's an opinion. You cannot file a defamation on somebody saying, I think so-and-so, I think Onision should be in jail. For example, if Mizkif said, Asmongold is posting revenge porn, that would be a criminal accusation, thus not defended in free speech, and it's not an opinion because you're actually accusing them of a crime. Like, abusing and manipulating others, okay? He's admitted this on live stream, though, right? Like, how are you going to make a defamation lawsuit where the things that you're being accused of, just being a shitty person, is admitted, right? He even admits that he's an aggressor. Mizkif admits that he's an aggressive person. For example, in a live stream since YouTube uploaded with garnered 1.9, he states directly, Asmongold states directly that he's an aggressor and abuser in the relationship with Emmy. He would then qualify his statement by saying, at least allegedly, but disclaim that disclaimer itself by saying it has to say that for legal reason. Yeah, at least allegedly. You know, look, people make fun of Asmongold for living in like a basement with cockroaches and stuff and being a multimillionaire, right? But the fact that he said this is Asmongold literally covering himself by saying at least allegedly. And you're trying to claim this as he says at least allegedly because he's covering himself legally in case some psychotic man like Mizkif tries to sue him. No shit. No shit, Sherlock. Good luck. This is going to fail miserably. You're not going to get money out of Asmongold. You're going to have to pay back all your fines, or he filed this also in the state of Texas, which has very anti-slap laws in place. Like, I don't know why you would file this in the state of Texas. What an idiot. Asmongold has a nearly daily basis reaffirmed the truth of Emmy's allegations. Asmongold has also claimed his live streams that there was another unspecified act of misconduct that was reasons that Psychotic Man was removed from OTK. This is in direct contrast to OTK's own account provided as its letter on October 24th. Asmongold falsely accused of threatening Emmy's employees at TwitchCon in a recent convention. I mean, that also, look, let's go watch the clip. This is what he said.
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said. And that is what's going to happen. Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry, I don't. Go after me all you want. I have nothing to lose. Can you clarify?
Oh, buddy, you do. You have a lot to lose, or else you wouldn't be filing a defamation lawsuit. You wouldn't be filing over such horrible reasons. Look, I went through my own ginormous legal battle just a couple years ago, and I got a lot of experience and understanding of how defamation works. But defamation, you got to meet certain criteria. And this, so far, what we've looked into and what we're covering has not met the criteria at all. And I cannot wait for the discovery process. For those of you who don't know, when you do these types of things, discovery process happens. That's where people have to send like evidence on either side to show. And here's the thing. Mizkif, in this case, has to prove that what Emmy and Asmongold has said is done with malicious intent, and that is one of the hardest things, and that's why most defamation suits fail and they don't go anywhere, is because you have to prove malicious intent from the parties. So the defendants have to show, or Mizkif has to prove malicious intent by these two parties. And because everything's already self-admitted by Mizkif, and it's corroborating what Emmy has also said on her live streams, like, this is the biggest facetious, useless defamation suit I've ever seen. This is going to backfire. And I'm telling you right now, mark my words, today is November 6th, 2025. This is going to get dropped, and this is going to get dropped, and he may end up having to pay them back attorney's fees from this frivolous lawsuit, because that's what this is. There's no basis for this at all. I'm not a lawyer, but I just know from my own personal experience and going through the legal system and understanding what defamation and what qualifies as a real defamation lawsuit, it's not going to go anywhere. Asmongold has enriched himself personally in advertising revenue and subscription fees garnering from his smear campaign against Psychotic Man. Some of his own viewers noted that he was drama baiting for views. Okay, nobody cares. The combined coordination of Emmy, OTK, Asmongold, and Kings have caused serious lasting damage to personal reputation in his business. I thought you said you had nothing to lose, right? Since the defamation occurred, Psychotic Man has been losing followers and subscribers on a daily basis. Well, you're going to have to prove statistics with that one on your income. And so you're going to have to hire a professional, like a specific statistic analytical person who does like data. And you're going to have to show and provide this, that you've actually had a loss of income. And even then, even if you can prove that, you have to prove that this was malicious intent to even make this argument. Psychotic Man anticipates the loss of existing sponsors and increased difficulty in securing future sponsorships. Yeah, nobody cares about that. You're already also a multimillionaire anyway, so like nobody cares. You know, I don't have any sympathy for millionaires. Regretfully, the extreme nature of the misconduct has compelled a psychotic man to file suit. Plaintiff incorporates allegations, blah, 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 blah. OTK breached its ownership with Mizkif. OTK acknowledged it took no effort to investigate the alleged breaches, claiming its own words that OTK is not involved nor aware of any content of personal matter, blah, 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 blah. Similarly, King breached agreements, plaintiff supporting, blah, 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 blah. Defendants have published untrue defamatory statements. Painting him as a domestic rapist, domestic abuser, and emotional abuse. Okay, first of all, this is crazy. No one has said that. Like, what? Am I like, I didn't see Asmongold call him the R word. I didn't see Emmy call him the R word. Now we've went from like, oh man, that's a pretty big hefty word to use right there, the R word, man. Okay, but you know, maybe, you know, if Emmy or Asmongold called him this, then I would have like that's actually a valid thing to go for defamation. But you know, unless I missed something, I didn't hear either of them ever call him that. These statements were made in actual malice. Well, good luck proving that. You have to prove malice, bro. They knew where they stood to benefit from ouster of OTK and associated companies. They coordinated their timing of their statements to maximize injury and inflicted the plaintiff. This caused severe emotional distress and mental. Yeah, good luck proving. Most judges and if you even go to a trial, which this won't go to, but this is such a hard thing, emotional distress. And even if you can prove this, getting an actual payout from that is going to be minimal at best. There's not a lot of, there's very few that I know of defamation lawsuits that have went successfully where this has been shown to be an actual like legal basis for getting money out of somebody for a defamation suit. Emotional distress, man. Do you know what? I went through emotional distress. I went through one of the worst parts of my life just a couple years ago in my gigantic legal battle. Nobody gave a shit outside of my lawyer and, you know, some of my viewers and stuff, but like, good luck with that. That's a hard one to prove, and most judges don't give a shit. It's the reality. Based on the actions, psychotic man has been forced to retain an undersigned counsel and protect his interests in accruing legal fees, blah, 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 damages, loss of business goodwill, and reputational harm. You know, maybe he has a case with the OTK stuff, with like the share stuff. I don't know, because I'm not familiar with like the OTK and him owning shares, 1 million shares of that. If they did just take away and not outpay him, then that's pretty horrible. But then at the same time, I believe that Mizkif, before this even legal stuff happened, Mizkif came out and like, there's a statement. Where is it at? Somewhere, someplace, there's a quote by Mizkif where he goes off. He says like, fuck everybody, fuck OTK, fuck streamers, fuck everybody. I don't need anybody to stream or something. Like, he went on this big rant. I don't have it on hand, the clip, which is hilarious but from what I understand, like, if you're with the company and then you tell the company like, I hate you, or fuck off company that you're associated with, they have the right to terminate you because you're bad mouthing the company that you're associated with. Like, if I came out against my sponsor, Vance Global, which by the way, I love them. You should totally check them out. By the way, you know what? Use code Repsion at checkout. Go to advancedglobal.com. Use code Repsion. You'll get 20% off all orders, free shipping. They ship directly to your door in all 50 states. They specialize in wonderful products, relaxation products. They have tasty gummies. Use my code. Seriously, go check them out. Look, now we're doing this live, right? Like, go check out my sponsor. If I said, I hate Vance Global, screw them, and badmouth the company that I'm literally getting commissions for when you do orders, they could just terminate my contract or terminate me with my sponsorship code. That's typically how that works. If I badmouth a company that I'm sponsored by or I'm part of, they have the right to get rid of me. Like, what company wouldn't do that, right? Unless you're in a contract that specifically holds you to a certain point, but if you violate that contract, if it's in their contract that you badmouth the company, they can terminate you. If that's in the contract, then you're pretty much screwed, man. You buried your own buttons at that point. Original complaint: loss of earnings, loss of future earnings potential. No, you're always going to have future earning potential. Mental anguish, bullshit. Emotional distress, bullshit. Loss of earnings, you're going to have to prove that. So you're going to have to hire a data analyst. And then loss of earning potential, nobody cares about that. That's practically impossible to prove, right? Loss of, like, you can't protect. You're a big streamer. You're going to get sponsored. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if somebody's shitty or not. People are still going to get sponsors regardless if somebody's shitty or not. It's just the way it is. Unless you're an Usion. That's the end of the lawsuit, but I want to cover a little bit more because I didn't go through Mizkif's response last week just because I was working and I don't have all the time in the world to make content.
First time I felt love for a girl, and I thought I'd want it to never let it go.
Aww.
The first year of our relationship, we almost had no fights. We started to date officially in January of 2022, and up until my cancellation, everything was perfect. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat.
So remember, she claimed that he threw a phone, it hit her in the face, and it bruised her eye.
Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone. That's it. And when that's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her. And she even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that I threw water bottles with her on my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got bruises from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
Bruises, so more than once. So you got bruises from it, multiple bruises. Okay. That's such a strange thing, like very specific. You would throw your phone on your bed and it would hit her and it caused multiple bruises and then eventually, like, this is bizarre, man. I don't even know what to say to this other than, like, very strange. I don't even know why you would. Is this what millionaires do? They just lob their phones, right? And can, like, afford to just break their phone. I'm sorry, I can't afford another $1,000 phone. Phones are expensive these days.
I couldn't understand what was happening. My viewers were dropping, Maya's were only going up. And there was a part of me that thought that I was going to be smaller than her, and I don't know if it was my...
So for those of you who don't know, Maya is his other ex that he dated, who is phenomenal. She does conservation stuff with animals. Such a sweet girl. But this is him talking about her.
Ego or what, but I couldn't take it. I felt like shit. And I was on the phone with Austin, and then XQC, I somehow got on a call with him, and he talked to me for hours, making me feel better about it. And he did. And I genuinely, after talking to him, felt a lot better. And I don't think he even realizes what he did for me in that call, but he really did help me a lot. I was nonstop. It's all I could think about is that she was beating me as a streamer and I was going to die. But then he reminded me that women have a cap and men just grow as streamers, and that's pretty much just fucking it. So,
women have a cap? Oh my God.
Really did. So thank you to XQC. I admire him a lot as a streamer. More aggressive, and shouting began to increase. I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys, look. Okay, I have something in my hand right now. I'm going to change this to full screen, okay? Because I filmed this, like, on the spot. This is my Labubu, all right? Get ready. I'm gonna domestically abuse you. I'm gonna show you complete barbaric violence. Okay? I'm choking this little motherfucker. I'm choking this little Labubu. Here it is. Ready? Ready? How dare such aggression, such violence. Oh my God. Do you feel violated by me throwing this plushie at you? Look at it. The violence is...
No, I know.
I swear to God, I'll go.
No, I know. I don't. I actually don't want you to go. My grandma would kill me if I brought you.
Why? 'Cause I'm white?
No. It's because you're like a fucking psychopath.
Oh, I cannot. I don't need to be psycho.
Miz, when you're normal, even at parties, you stand around like this with a drink, and then you walk up to people and you're like, you know, I wouldn't talk to you if your viewership wasn't as high. You know, like that's literally what you do all the fucking time. You bring up viewership even at parties. You're so annoying. You're so annoying.
Chat, because these people aren't real, dude. I don't take any
You're
of them seriously
not
because
fucking
you're not.
You're a fucking ego asshole.
Because I don't take any of you seriously because you're not actually my friends.
You literally bitch. You're so annoying.
What's the point of taking you
You're
all
so
seriously?
fucking
I don't
annoying.
care about you, any of you.
Can you play the song, please?
I mean, he's right.
All of you to me are just, you know what you are? You're all just numbers.
In case you guys didn't know, Mizkif is a pretty aggressive person, and Exhibit A, right? Now, if I had a partner do this to me, it would be done, right? This is not okay. Watch this.
Yes, that's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past few days.
Oh my god.
Let's watch that again.
Yes, that's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past few days.
Oh my god.
Mizkif, that was
Throw
not
it back.
funny.
Throw it
Yeah,
back.
there better be. Oh my god, I would beat the shit out of him.
Anyway, there's something about being trapped in a car with an angry aggro man that is like the absolute most helpless thing. Dude, I did a guy that would go like 100 miles an hour on the, like we would fight in the car, which was never my decision. Like it just always like happened. Like we just would like fight in the car and then he'd go like 100 and I would like literally like beg him to slow down. I'd be so scared and I'd cry and then he would not slow down until I apologized. Do you like my setup?
Shut up. Excuse me. Don't talk to me like...
Do you like my setup?
Shut up. Excuse me. Don't talk to me like that, Matthew. Sorry, Maya. No, it's not funny. Every time you do it, it bothers me. It's just me kidding around, Maya. Well, it's not funny to me. I don't think it's funny. I don't know why you say it to me all the time. Because it's funny, Maya. It's just me trolling. I don't even realize I say it. Well, start paying attention to what you have to say because it's getting really annoying that you do this all the time.
The fact that we've had this conversation that many times and somehow it's still not serious enough to you is annoying.
Shut up.
The reason I'm showing these last few clips here just to highlight a situation to where this person is abusive. And just from these little clips, you can tell factually how invalidating of a person that he is, that he can't even take. Like, if you have a partner and they're like, hey, if you tell me to shut up, it makes me feel X, Y, and Z, these emotions. And the person continues to still do it after you've expressed that you don't like the way it makes you feel or it hurts you. That person is not somebody that you want to be around. That's not somebody you want to date because they don't take your feelings seriously or they don't care how they make you feel. And nobody should be in a relationship, whether his exes or future partners that he's involved with. Nobody should have to feel in a relationship where they're invalidated like that, right? Common decency, common people who love and care about each other. If somebody says, hey, this makes me feel this type of way, please don't do that, or please don't say this, right? Don't do it. And if they completely violate that and continue doing it and then make a mockery of you, like he does right here, then that's all you need to know about that person, and you shouldn't be with them, and you should dump them. You should break up with them. It's not worth it. It's not worth feeling that way constantly, that you're never heard or listened to because some person refuses to take you seriously when you express that you're hurt or it makes you feel an X, Y, and Z way. It reminds me of this one person in my past that I dated. They would say this particular thing to me that it bothered me. And I told them that it bothered me. And just like this, I told them, please don't say this. It really doesn't make me feel good. They continue to do it over and over and over again. What does that say, right? They don't care about you. They don't care about how they make other people feel. They care about themselves because they're either a psychotic psychopath narcissist or they're just a horrible, shitty person who likes to hurt people. That's what it boils down to. Anyways, this has been a video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go play Arc Raiders because I've been addicted to that game. My Discord's open for 10 slots. If you've made it this far in the video, please support the sponsor of the channel today, Vance Global. They are amazing. I make it like an 85-90% commission. So anything you order from them goes 90% of that goes to me. They are wonderful. They've been sponsoring this channel for over 3 years now, and I cannot recommend them enough. They got all sorts of different products for your relaxation. If you like the munchies, if you like the puff puffs, they got everything. Please check them out. Use my code at checkout, Repzion, 20% off every single order, no matter how much you order, free shipping, and they will ship directly to your doorstep in all 50 states in America. So thank you. Support me. Join my Discord. It's for gamers only. And then until next time, peace.